Hello and welcome to this late morning taste challenge. We have the original, the 6-year age Canadian Club 80 proof. Guess not the original, but the 1858 Canadian Club as they call it. Now it's a 5-year age versus Caliber Canadian, introduced in 2004. There's no age statement. You would assume it's 3 years, the minimum. $5.96 at Walmart. That's not a sales price. That's the normal price. Bottled in Kentucky. Canadian Club is bottled in Illinois and imported back into Canada. Deerfield, Illinois. It says right there, imported and bottled by Canadian Club Import Company. That's actually Beam Suntory. Jim Beam and Suntory. It would be a problem to do taste challenges this weekend. It could be done, but it'll be more convenient to double up today and to double up Thursday. And I'll do that a few more times this spring, I think. All right. It's a little chilly outside. Not bad, but with the wind and humidity, it makes it feel worse than it actually is. So this is a retired expression of Canadian Club. You can get the 5-year now, about $11.99 per bottle all the time. Okay. And you can go to Winn-Dixie and get the gift pack and get the bottle in 2 glasses if you like. Good deal. So like a perpetual sale. This plastic 375 was purchased at International Market in Metairie, Louisiana. Let me shut this. Shut those blinds. It's too much glare. Even though it's not bright outside. It's not bright. All right. Originally called Club Whiskey, but the U.S. distillers insisted that the U.S. government clamp down on them, and they changed their name to Canadian Club because they wanted the American distillers wanted to emphasize that it was Canadian and not American. Such was its popularity. Still very popular. There's a crest on the top, a crown for the Royal Government of Canada, a maple leaf, a lion, 2 lions, a W, House of Windsor, Windsor, Canada. It says established 1858, 4 X's. Don't know what that means. House of Windsor, actually the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, German dynasty, but they changed the name in 1917 under pressure to distance themselves from their Germanic origins, naming after Windsor Castle. Okay, there'll be enough left in this bottle for 1 more taste challenge, maybe 2, but I doubt it. I'm not going to go buy another bottle. I think the last time I went to International Market, I only saw 1 bottle left. There may be more in the back, but they're just replacing it with the 5-year that they've got on hand. This one here, yeah, it's got the crown, but yada, yada, yada. Same old thing with all these Canadian whiskeys. Crown, maple leaves, leaves. A smooth and mellow blend. I don't know about the smooth part. Mellow, it's kind of mellow from our master distiller. That doesn't mean much. All distilleries have a master distiller. Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. At least they're letting you know that. Most Canadian whiskeys have natural flavors. They just don't bother letting you know that. They're not required to disclose it. Bottled by IWA International. Somebody said it was International Wine Associates. Seems plausible. Distilling Company Limited, Louisville, Kentucky. In other words, Sazerac at their Louisville bottling plant. Okay. You can get a very similar product at Winn-Dixie. It's called Winn-Dixie WD, Canadian blended whiskey with natural flavors from the Founders Company, Louisville, Kentucky. Is it the same thing in 2 different label designs, plastic bottles? Probably. Can we verify that? No. The whiskey scout asked me that. Do you think it could just be the same stuff relabeled? I said to him, there's a good possibility of that, but we can't say for sure. Not to mention, in the taste challenges, I have noticed differences in the blind taste test. I think Canadian Club's going to whip up on Caliber, but I've been fooled before with this Caliber. Caliber has been overperforming. It's been doing a lot better than it should be doing. Much better. I thought this is the dregs of modern society. This is the trash of the whiskey world. This is Canadian whiskey, which some people automatically consider trash, no matter what brand it is. Because they'll say Canadian whiskey is garbage and I hate the style. Well, you might hate the style, but I don't know if that means it's garbage. Everything ain't for everybody, you understand? It's a style of whiskey. It's been around for a long time. If you let these things breathe, the natural flavoring dies away. Then it starts becoming more indecipherable, more alike, not more different. They don't. The more you let these set up and rest in the glass and swish around, the less distinctive they are. Here's the question. Like I said, you can get the Canadian Club. Remember now, it's the 5-year. This is 6-year. There's a difference. Not much of one, but there is an age difference of a year, 12 months. And you use barrels. What barrels? Probably Jim Beam. What am I talking about? It's Brown-Forman, I think, right? You start to lose track after a while, like you can't keep up. Who owns what? I know Canadian Mist is Brown-Forman. Let's see, www.beam. Or is it Beam Suntory? Beam. All right, I can't remember. I just deal with too many brands and it starts becoming confused. Let's see, brands, whiskeys. They're differentiating bourbon from whiskey. I got in an argument with a woman in a grocery store the other day. Oh, yeah, Canadian Club, Beam Suntory. Okay, I had it right. She was telling me that bourbon is not a whiskey, it's bourbon. I said, what? I said, no, bourbon is whiskey. It's a type of whiskey. No, it has to come. And then everything she said was wrong. I was like, no, you're wrong. She was mostly friendly about it, but I wasn't going to back down. She wanted rye whiskey. And then it's just most of what she was saying was common misconceptions, things that people say. They don't know what they're talking about because they won't read the regulations. She said, well, all bourbon has to come from Kentucky. I said, no, it doesn't. It originated there, but it doesn't have to come from there. It can come from any American state. So you got 50 options. Oh, no, it has to be Kentucky. I said, I can quote you almost verbatim the regulations from the United States government, Tax and Trade Bureau. I didn't tell the Tax and Trade Bureau. I didn't want to make it too complicated. I said, you could make bourbon in Louisiana. And she said, well, it wouldn't be good. I said, how do you know it wouldn't be good? If it tastes good, it would be good. But people have intractable ideas, you know. And really, when she started talking, the more she said, the more I realized you don't know anything about bourbon. But you claim that it's the only thing you'll drink. And then she got into this thing about Tennessee whiskey. I said, I mean, I wasn't saying, oh, you dumb lady, you know. I was just thinking to myself, it's fascinating that people commonly will say these things and they're wrong, you know. People assume they know everything, then get upset when someone proves they're wrong, says Hayes. Boy, that's the truth. And what they're saying has a basis and almost no, you know, there's almost no grounding to it. It's based on just hearsay, common misconceptions. And I just say, what? Okay. All right, this is Canadian Club. I'm telling you right now. Now that's how fast I got it. I wasn't smelling it when I was telling the story about the lady, but I'm telling you, this is Canadian Club. So I got it on first sniff. I let them set up, I let them breathe, but there's no doubt. This is Canadian Club. I'm going to look underneath. It's going to say CC. Yep, CC, Canadian Club. Now, I'm no great expert, but I've trained my nose to know Canadian Club when I smell Canadian Club. I work with Canadian Club. I respect the Canadian Club. Senator, you're no Canadian Club. And this one here is not that profoundly different, but it's different because it's got more of the almond extract. Does it contain almond extract? No, it does not. But it's got this unusual aroma that John and Neely couldn't. He didn't know how to describe this as an almond extract. No nuts in here. This one over here has the quintessential Canadian Club attribute, the nose. There's nothing like it. I don't know what it is. It's like a honeycomb cereal, some flavoring. I don't know what it is. You say it's sherry. It's sherry wine, aged in wood for 2 years. No, it's brandy. It's rum. No, it's bourbon. Do you know what she did? Mother, what's happening to me? Look, I don't know what it is, but it's distinctive. And when you smell it, you say, a boom, that's Canadian Club. I haven't even tasted it yet, and I got it nailed. So, all right. Is it a good aroma? To me, it's good. I love the aroma of Canadian Club. Some people say, Canadian Club, I'd rather roll on a bed of tacks, dip myself in burning oil, and take a vacation to Shreveport before I would drink Canadian Club. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I like it. Now, do I adore it? Do I think it's the greatest thing? I didn't say all that. I said I liked it. Did I say to do anything? I said I'm thinking about it. Okay, taste time, just for what that's worth. Wow. Tastes like Canadian Club. Oh, whoa, oh, good old Canadian whiskey with that. Woo! That corn distillate burn. It burns, it burns, it burns. This is regular old tap water. Wasn't even holy water. Look, I don't know what you think about Canadian whiskey, but I'm going to tell you what I think about it. Okay. A lot of that spice configuration, extrapolation, emancipation, consternation is probably coming from a higher than you would expect rye content. Okay, thus, therefore, and perhaps, and probably, that's why they call it rye whiskey back in the old days when they were at the levee drinking whiskey and rye, you know, the good old boys. Now, if for what, you do get some wood though. Like Larry Holmes said, if you want to be techno, you do get some wood. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that for whatever reason you got tired of drinking bourbon and you said to yourself, you know what, I'm tired of drinking bourbon, but I want to try something different for a little while. Canadian Club could be something to look at. You would never drink it and fall under the illusion that you're drinking bourbon. You would never think that. Never, 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 never. Let's look at the caliber, shall we now? Ho ho. Let's go eat some candy corn. Let's go eat some candy corn. Let's go to Mardi Gras and eat all the candy out of the bag at one time, and then we can get sick. Woo! Hello. Toot toot. Get on the candy train. The candy train. Well, you got to admit it's different. It's distinctive. You say, you mean it's got its own little thing going on? Well, it's got its own little thing going on with Canadian Limited and Rich and Rare and Albertson's Canadian Whiskey. In other words, it has that Sazerac house presentation. I don't know what they're using to flavor it, but it's you just can't hardly get it confused. Although, didn't I get it confused with VO? I sure did, which to my lifelong embarrassment. I thought the ATF governed liquor. Yeah, but the Tax and Trade Bureau is part of that. It's so bureaucratic, you know what I mean? Bureaucratic. That the Tax and Trade Bureau is a subdivision of a compartment, which is part of a branch, which is embedded in a cabinet post. All right. The left hand don't know what the right hand is doing, generally, but it doesn't matter. All right, I'm picking up some. It's like John Anilli saying this nut oil, this not peanut oil. I don't know what it is. Not walnut oil. It's something. There is rye, spice to balance out that corn syrup, sweet, weird item, Halloween candy, Easter peeps, candy basket, bunny, monkey thing. Woo! They are right what they say. They are so right. Oh, so very right on proof 66. Listen how they describe a tier 3 liquor. You say, well, what's a tier 4 liquor? Yeah, there is no such thing as a tier 4 liquor. You get me? Tier 4 means you drink it and you die. Okay, let's go to Corbin Cash blended whiskey. Oh, Lord, what is this? Corbin Cash. It's a nice looking bottle. Producer, High Roller Spirits. High Roller Spirits, baby. Oh, no, no, no. Sweet potato whiskey. No. But I'd buy it if I saw it. Because I have that weird way about me. Wouldn't you want to drink a whiskey made out of sweet potatoes and rye? I would, actually, just because of the wrongness of it. This is a tier 3 score in the whiskey category. It means critics recommend the spirit, but it will be a value brand or have an exotic taste. Perfect description. Because Caliber is a value brand and not just and it has an exotic taste. You get me? It's not only a value brand, it has an exotic taste. You say, but is it a good taste? Well, you could make that argument. For $5.96, you could convince yourself that it's a good. I would convince myself that it's a good taste. I am convincing myself that it's a good taste. Hell, I paid $5.96 for this bottle, this beautiful plastic bottle. I'm gonna say it's a good taste. Oh, no, no, no. All right. Cut myself. All right, so hey, man. Now here's a comment from the Alcoholic People's Public Doctor of YouTube. Nothing better to do than be an alcoholic. I guess you could ask that to the alcoholics. They might give you a good answer, you know. I'm a hobbyist, so I can't really answer that question. I'm a reviewer. I'm a hobbyist, so you got to ask the old drunks the question of the hour, Mr. TAPPDOY. All right. Well. Oh, almost forgot in my revelry. I got it nailed in the first millisecond, but I forgot to decide which one was better. Better. Oh, better. Uh-oh, now it's getting treacherous. Oh, no. All right, but I'm gonna try to, okay. Canadian Club, an old classic, which ain't really the original old classic recipe, but I will pretend it is. I like it. It's strange. It's unlike no bourbon you'll ever taste. It's unlike no American blended whiskey you'll ever taste. So if you're saying, "Oh, I drank Seagram 7 Crown, that's my jam," well, it ain't gonna taste anything like that. It tastes unlike any blended Scotch whiskey you'll ever taste, unlike any blended Irish whiskey you'll ever taste. It's in its own strange Dominion of Canada, Canuckian, Great White Northian world. Okay. I watch a lot of Canadian beer reviewers and whiskey reviewers and hangouters, and they always say, we're eccentric, we're strange, we're Canadians. We're not the same as everyone, but don't let me say it, right? Don't let me say it. They got angry at me one time because I asked them. All right, I won't say it. All right, anyway. It wasn't even my own joke. I stole it from somebody. Okay. Which one's better? Oh, I guess the Canadian Club's better. It's just a little more high quality, exotic strangeness. But is it twice the price better? No, I can't say that. Not in an honest, I can't honestly say that. So if I was looking to buy a cheap plastic bottle Canadian blended whiskey, and I wouldn't be looking to do that, but let's just say I was looking to do that, and I didn't want to spend a lot, and I had no care about what the flavor was like, or I had a perverse interest in exotic and strange and inappropriate flavors. You could say inappropriate flavors. Would I reach for the Canadian Club? Not for $5.99 a bottle like I paid for that, because I could go to Walmart and get the Canadian Caliber Canadian for $5.96 a bottle, which would be a $7.50 as opposed to $3.75. You get me? So if I'm going to get something unusual, odd, and just different, I'll just get the Caliber. It's not better than Canadian Club. It's slightly inferior. But let's say it's $1 inferior. $1. So by default, Caliber wins due to its excessively low price point. Excessively low price point. I mean, think about what people could do with this for $5.96 a bottle. Now, let your imagination run wild. I have some people I hang out with on the internet, like Food Quig and the Whiskey Scout. They have the same opinion I have about these items. We know what we're dealing with. But yet I have a feeling, and I don't speak for them, and I don't aspire to speak for them, but I've got a feeling that they would buy these also, just for the curiosity, the novelty of it, at least the novelty. You say, well, that ain't nothing but a plastic bottle of sadness. That may be so, but I'm still interested in it, Mr. Powers. Hayes says, nothing better to do than troll my boy Ronald. You are probably pretty sad, IRL. Hey, look, Hayes, they got to troll me because I came at them like an affliction and I'm leaving them like an addiction. You know what I'm saying? They say, I hate him. He's disgusting. His channel is garbage. It provides nothing to the world. Yet I'm subscribed and I watch it incessantly. And when I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing I think of. And when I go to sleep at night, this channel is the last thing I think of before I drift off to sleep. So you got to give the channel that credit. People become thoroughly absorbed in it. They can't break away from it. And their whole life revolves around trolling it. So you could say that the channel is somewhat not unlike opium or OxyContin or an opioid. And I did not design it to be that. But yet, this is what it is. So, this addiction will resume in 2 days, God willing. I'm not saying, I'm not up here saying, oh, I want this to be your addiction, your affliction, your unavoidable attraction. I understand that it is. There's some kind of psychological, you say it's your voice, your voice. You're like Colonel Kirk's in Apocalypse Now. You're a poet warrior in the classic sense. This is true, but I still didn't design it to be that. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'll be back in 2 days. 2 days, 2 days with another doubleheader. You say not more Canadian whiskey. You know there's more Canadian whiskey coming. Addicts, I mean fans, I mean viewers, addicts, fans. I don't know where I get these. We've got the dreadful yet perversely enticing caliber Canadian up against a whiskey that it will never have a dream of contending with, which is the Canadian Club 12 year. I will guess that in a millisecond. Now, if this was a millisecond, that'll be 1,000th of a millisecond. Thursday morning. Now in the afternoon, get ready, people, get ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Do you know what she did? Are you ready? I'll see you in hell, Mr. Thorne. Are you ready? Because we've got bourbon coming. Bourbon has arrived. Bourbon has arrived this week. We've got Woodford Reserve. You say Woodford Reserve? You mean a legitimate product? Yes. But I'm going to put it up against Kentucky Tavern, so I got to keep it my channel. You get Craft Beer Tastic says, I want to see more Malt Liquor Project videos. Craft Beer Tastic, let me say this to you, live on air. I would do a Malt Liquor Project video every week if I could find a Malt Liquor Project video item. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done them all. I haven't run across anything new. If I went out there today and I saw a malt liquor I'd never tried, you'd see the Malt Liquor Project. Like the Eagle. Oh, I was so attracted to the Eagle malt liquor. and so devastated when the company went out of business. I love the Eagle Malt liquor. I bought a 6-pack right there on Louisiana Highway 3188. Beautiful product. Lovely product from the makers of Sterling Beer. Another beauty. Another beauty. And it went out of business abruptly in 1997. Was I crushed, hurt, dismayed? Yes. Did I get over it quickly? Oh, yes. Within minutes, because there's so many other beers to try. Well, I gotta go now. All right. That's all, folks.